Hi. So today I'm going to review what I consider to be the best movie ever made. See if you can guess what it is. I'll give you 3 guesses. Okay, so in my opinion, this is how it worked, right? This is when I first saw this movie. My dad, when I was young, about 7 years old, my dad said to me, "Look," because I normally used to go to bed at 8 o'clock for years until I was probably about 20. Oh, no, not quite as 20, but a long time. It seemed I would always have to go to bed at 8 o'clock, right? And my dad said to me one day, he said, "Look, today there's this film I want you to watch, and it's called The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. It doesn't start till 8 o'clock, and it goes on till 10:30. So it was 2.5 hours after my normal bedtime. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly with Clint Eastwood and what's the other guy? He's the kind of the main star, but there's the real main star is something Eli Wallach. Eli Wallach. I forgot his proper name. Exactly. I think it's something like that. Eli Wallach. Anyway, so that's my favorite movie of all time. It's not just my favorite movie. It's also one of the producers and makers of one of my other favorite movie as well, Quentin Tarantino. One of my favorite movies is Kill Bill, and Quentin Tarantino made Kill Bill, but his favorite movie is The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Now, why is it such a good movie? Firstly, right, the cinematography, the actual camera work was so good. It literally. I've watched it about probably at least 12 times, and every time I watch it, I'm just amazed by the cinematography. They're like, each scene is like a work of art, you know. I'm not joking. Each scene is like a work of art. It might not be like that for everyone, and not everyone's going to think that. But where I live in the UK, and there's so much rain all the time, and everywhere's green, it's like paradise. Some people go to the UK and think it's like paradise. If you've come from somewhere like the Sudan, maybe somewhere like the UK will seem like paradise, like a Garden of Eden or something. But when you live here all the time and you have to put up with the rain and hardly any sun and stuff, when you see cinematography that's all like really hot, sunny sort of things and desert and stuff, it's just amazing. It's mind blowing. So the first thing is the cinematography. Then, of course, the plot. It's just a great plot. I think it's based on one of those samurai films. The samurais. I forgot what one it is now, but there's a few samurai stories and films that, like, I'm pretty sure he based it on one of those. Yeah, I mean, I could talk about the plot, but I don't want to go into all the details. I don't want to tell you every little bit of it because it will take too long. That's not really the point of the video. The point of the video is this is what the best film, and I'm telling you why. I'm not going to go into every little detail, just the basic stuff. The casting was just so great. All the actors, Eli Wallach, Clint Eastwood, and the other guy whose name I've forgotten. But in the film, he's called Angel Eyes. They just all seem to fit the characters really well. Another interesting thing, it's a really long film. At the beginning of the film, there's about 13 or 14 minutes when nobody speaks. There's no speaking for like over 10 minutes. It's just there's no speaking at all. You know, it's just all acting. And it doesn't seem like there's any problem with that. It all just goes down really nicely, like a nice appetizer for something, you know. The attention to detail, you know, it's set in I think, you know, the War of Independence, or one of those wars in the 1850s or 60s or something like that. Who have you got? You've got I forgot the names of the colonels actually. But you got the you know, the Union people versus the Confederates. You know, is that right? You probably know more about this in America. Another thing, the soundtrack. The soundtrack is just totally amazing. There's certain themes that run through it, and it's one of those things that it's one of the ingredients of the film that just makes the film just the best film ever made. The soundtrack is just fantastic. The scenery, the cinematography, and acting in a way is not that great, but it's good. You know, it's good acting. The characters, the casting is brilliant. Yeah, I just can't find fault with it. I mean, you can find fault with it. I mean, there's little tiny details, but if you just have a few beers and watch it, you don't notice them. You know, you know, it just seems like a really, really great movie, and you can follow it from the beginning to the end, and every little bit has got its place in the movie. There's no wasted scenes at all. It's got everything. You know, what else has it got? It's got like stuff where there's real feeling, there's real pathos. You know, there's revenge. there's turnarounds where, you know, one time Eli Wallach's character, what's his name? Tuco, yeah, Tuco, that's his name. Eli Wallach's character. He's the the ugly one, right? You've got the good, the bad, and the ugly. Clint Eastwood is the good guy. Eli Wallach is like a bandit, like a Mexican sort of bandit. He's the ugly one, and then Angel Eyes, he's the bad guy. You know, and so at the end of the film, you've got this three-way. Another great thing about the ending is just so good. I try not to completely spoil it, but there's like a three-way gunfight at the end of the movie, and what's so great about it is that, and this is a bit of a spoiler, Clint Eastwood's character Blondie, the night before, had taken Tuco's bullets out of his gun. But you don't know that. You don't know that when the scene's going on, right? And you've got Blondie, Tuco, and Angel Eyes all like in a triangle in the center of this cemetery, and they're trying to like determine who's going to be able to get the gold that's buried in the cemetery. And So the scene drags on for a couple of minutes, while they're all like looking at each other and waiting who's going to draw first, because whoever draws on the first person, that it's because it's a three-way gunfight. It's like probably no one's going to get a chance to shoot the two other people before they've been shot. So whoever draws first, the next person's going to draw on them, and then the other person's going to draw on the second person. So it's like it's really sort of nail-biting stuff. But the thing is, Blondie has got this trick where he already knows that he's taken the bullets out of Tuco's gun, right? So you don't realise it at the time, but he's actually waiting for one of the other ones to draw. He's not going to draw at all. He knows soon as Tuco draws, Angel Eyes is going to shoot Tuco, or try to, but Blondie is going to shoot Angel Eyes because he's the only other one who's got bullets in his gun. So it's this like nice little way of ending the movie, and that's not quite the end. Though. I don't want to spoil it because it's really, there's loads of other stuff that goes on. Well, a few other things after that really like make the movie just that much better. But the little thing at the end, you just sort of realise that Blondie's like 3 steps ahead of the other guys. He's really like got it all under control. Yeah, so my dad wasn't all bad, he let me stay up until 10:30 to watch The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I never had to ask him. He just told me out of the blue. I wasn't expecting it. I used to hassle my dad to stay up later all the time. I remember one time he let me stay up late, and I promptly fell asleep about half an hour after he let me stay up. But that time when he let me watch The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, I was wide awake all the way, all through the movie. I just watched it, from beginning to end. I didn't feel tired at all, and ever since then, it's been the best movie I've ever seen, and I can't. There's no movie to compare it to. It's in a league of its own as far as I'm concerned. Okay then, right. I think that's about it. Thanks for watching. Bye.